While it's easy to romanticize writing a novel on the side, knowing how to actually write a book and where the F to start can be a little daunting. Here, 11 published authors, who will be at Hay Festival between the 24th of May to the 3rd of June, share their tips and tricks for starting your next masterpiece. And who knows, it might end up being a bestseller. Advertisement. Continue reading below. 1. Listen to your gut and write exactly what you feel. My best piece of advice is to listen to your gut and write exactly what you feel, not what you think other people want to read. Try not to think about pleasing everybody who is going to read your work, because you will end up pleasing nobody and most importantly not pleasing yourself. Don't delete anything. If you think something is terrible, save it somewhere in case you want to come back to it later on. If you let yourself self-censor constantly, you'll find yourself stuck and struggling to move forward. Get 1,000 words on the page, even if you only end up using 200 of them in the end. Momentum is important. Laura Bates, founder of the Everyday Sexism Project and author of Misogynation. Amazon. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Buy now. Misogynation, The True Scale of Sexism, £7.59. Amazon. 2. Publishers won't buy an idea, you have to show them the finished manuscript. You actually have to sit down and write all 90,000 words, and they have to be really good. Unless you're a Beyoncé, no one is interested in your idea, even if your idea is the best idea there ever was. Agents and publishers can only acquire finished manuscripts, so the depressing reality is that you need to turn the Wi-Fi off and get writing. Juno Dawson, author of Clean Quirkus Kids, £7.993. Set yourself small goals. Big projects are intimidating. It can be hard to start and harder still to keep the momentum going. To solve that problem, I give myself a small daily writing goal. I usually aim to write 300 words every day, which feels so achievable that I never dread it. But the real psychological trick is that the bar is set low enough that I often exceed it. Every time I go over 300 words, I feel like a superstar and it spurs me on further. And do the maths, 300 words a day is a first draft in 8 months. Suzanne O'Sullivan, author of Brainstorm, Detective Stories from the World of Neurology. Chatto Windus, hardback, £16.99. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Advertisement. Continue reading below. 4. Take regular breaks, but write furiously when inspiration strikes. Break the page. Put something down. Go to bed, sleep on it. Read with fresh eyes in the morning and ask yourself whether this will be as interesting, moving, game-changing to a wide world as it felt to you the night before. If the muse is with you, then write furiously while SHES your companion. For whatever reason, hormones, hangovers, annoying neighbors, children, can get in the way, so write like a wild thing while the going is good. Bettany Hughes, historian and author of Istanbul, A Tale of Three Cities. WN, paperback, £12.995. Don't be afraid to show your work to other people. Firstly, you have to make a start, get a line down, even if you don't like it, you can edit it later. Secondly, don't be afraid to give your work to someone else to read for a fresh perspective, but you might save this for when you have more than one line. Finally, when your book has all its lines down, research which literary agencies or publishers are the right fit for your manuscript and find out which real-life human is best to address. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Ali Essiri, writer and author of 8 Poems for Every Day of the Year. Pan Macmillan, hardback, £16.996. Step away from the keyboard to remind yourself why you're writing a book. For 4th strained months I was on the verge of giving up on writing my book, but was pulled through by the generous listening of friends, for sure, but also the deep conviction that I had a message worth sharing. So instead of trying to write more paragraphs, I drew pictures, wrote imaginary tweets for each chapter's core message, and rode about on a bicycle nattering to myself. It worked, bringing a sudden big picture clarity, after which there was no stopping me. So if you find yourself stuck, try stepping away from that keyboard and express your deepest convictions. Kate Rayworth, economist and author of Donut Economics. Random House Business, paperback, £9.99. Amazon. Buy now. The Break, £14. Amazon. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Advertisement. Continue reading below. 7. Starting is the hardest bit, so just get some words down on the page. The good news about writing a novel is that there's no secret formula. All you have to do is make time and sit down and start. In fairness, this is simple, but not always easy. The blank page screen can be daunting. But write anything rather than nothing, just to get you on your way. Also, you don't have to start at the beginning of the book. That can be fixed later. If you have a scene in your head that you see clearly, then write that. Marian Keyes, best-selling novelist and author of The Break, Michael Joseph, paperback, £13.998. Read, watch TV and consume as many films as possible. Received wisdom is to read widely, and yes, that's true. However, films and TV are great tools as well. When you watch a film, think about how it fits into a storytelling structure, the ways characters are introduced and developed, whether the ending works or not. My daughter has also introduced me to Korean dramas which weave together multiple threads and character arcs, humor, occasionally preposterous plots and impressive cliffhangers. I have watched and learned. Patrice Lawrence, author of Indigo Donut Hachette Children's, paperback, £7.99. Advertisement, continue reading below. 9. Block the internet, and stop procrastinating. The advice I share most these days is not romantic. It may even sound a bit pathetic, but it's the most productive I've got. It's block the internet. Don't just turn it off. Get an app to block it and install it in every device you own. Do not underestimate your addiction. If it makes you feel better, look around you and realize you are not alone in this addiction. But unlike others, you have a place to escape to. That story you're writing, that world you're creating, it doesn't need its facts checked, it needs you to show up without distractions. Start with an hour if you think you can go longer. But just try it. You can thank me later. Advertisement, continue reading below. Advertisement, continue reading below. Elijah Fraser, author and contributor to the Hay Festival Bogota 39 collection of short stories, One World, paperback, £12.9910. Right now, at Terry always say that writing is like any other art except that we have to make our own materials first. We are sculptors who have to create our own clay. The clay is your early drafts. They may be messy and lumpish, but if you don't put anything on the page you have nothing to work with. Then do what Michelangelo said he did, try to release the angel from the rock. Try to shape your clay into something you find beautiful, or true, or, if you're a Keats, both. Other than that, write steadily, read voraciously, edit ruthlessly. Sarah Churchwell, author of Behold, America Bloomsbury hardback, £2011. It's as much about timing as it is talent. Once your book is complete, it becomes a matter of talent and timing. The book has to be gorgeously written and original, or at least an original take on familiar subject matter, but publishing is reliant on timing too. Many a wonderful novel has been rejected because a publisher recently bought a similar concept, or because they are fatigued with a genre or setting. Do not try to predict trends in publishing. That way madness lies. Instead, write a book that you'd buy. You are the only reliable barometer of your novel's appeal. And then hope for the best. Juno Dawson, author of Clean Quirkus Kids, £7.99.